Although the first Juneteenth was commemorated in 1866 out in Texas, shout out to the Lone Star State, our ancestors were celebrating Freedom Day all night long, till the break of dawn. And they were doing it in ways that were meaningful to them and their communities. Juneteenth is a holiday that comes with its own set of traditions, and these traditions still play a major role in how Juneteenth is celebrated today. Let's get into this with some Juneteenth history facts. Tradition Edition, brought to you by Juneteenth Freedom Fest NYC and Blavity. The first official Juneteenth celebrations took place in Texas. The reading of the Emancipation Proclamation was a common way to kick off the celebration. Music was also an important part of the culture. Even then, early celebrations of Juneteenth typically included Afro jazz, blues, and worship music. Historic Freedom Day celebrations included religious services, public readings, inspirational speeches, stories from formerly enslaved people, games and contests, prayer services, rodeo events, baseball, singing, dancing, and of course, feasting. Ask anyone familiar with the traditions of Juneteenth, and they'll mention the color red. Culinary historian and writer Michael Twitty talks about the historical importance of red food and how it traces back to the times of enslavement. Because many of the more common foods of the day were white, green, or brown, there was an excitement that came with the rarity of eating red-colored treats. Think red beverages like strawberry sodas and hibiscus tea, or red velvet cake and red beans and rice. People of various West African cultures place great philosophical and spiritual value in the color red. And at the time, you had people in Texas who were born in Africa. West Africans brought their homeland traditions with them, which manifested itself through food and generations of Juneteenth celebrations. Another Juneteenth tradition was all about the fashion of the day. Celebrants would come out in all new clothes as a way of representing their newfound freedom. For formerly enslaved people, making a distinction between their lives in captivity and their lives as free people was essential. And one way to do this was to wear bright and lively clothing, something they were not able to do when they had enslavers. Finally allowed to express themselves and dress how they pleased, Black Americans donned the colors of Africa and freedom in honor of their ancestors and their struggle for liberty. Black, green, and red grew common, as did red, white, and blue, the colors of the American flag and the Juneteenth flag. Juneteenth has been celebrated in the Black community for over 150 years, with many of the original traditions still being enjoyed today. Parades, street fairs, dancing, music, and cookouts is what Juneteenth is still giving in 2022. Whether you celebrate it at home with loved ones or in the park with the entire community, let's uphold these traditions. Put on your best, grab a red soda and a Juneteenth flag, and take pride in celebrating our day, our way. Happy Juneteenth, y'all!